Moat House Circle, and it was interesting. For anyone that did miss out on that Moat House engagement last week, go back through the VODs after today. It was a treat.
Yeah, and who knows, it might just happen again here in the FFCS Asia Finals here. And remember, ladies and gentlemen, you guys can log in tomorrow to be able to claim your live stream viewership gifts out there, as we have already hit our milestone out there with the 25K mark. And thank you all for always supporting us here in the Free Fire. All thanks to Gorina as well. Now, over on towards the western side, it's really surprising to see that only EVTH will be over on towards the Marbleworks over on towards the corner. But oh my goodness me, look at this flock of crowds right down below.
Oh my gosh, this is going to be one hell of a skirmish if these teams do decide to commit. They're going to try and figure out if they can actually get enough loot to feel confident to jump into these fights first. But so far it seems no one's actually going to get some shots in as of yet. But we've got House of Blood versus Burst the Sky. Now, who makes the first play? Oh, they got vision. They have vision. They see. Nope. No. Truce. Truce?
Okay, it seems like they're just gonna be hanging by the walls.
It seems like they just don't feel confident to actually go for this first skirmish.
I feel like they really need to actually make the first move, and whoever gets the first drop might just be able to be walking away with the entirety of the kills. And this situation is looking relatively tense. House of Blood did not looking to go in towards any sort of entry point, but Kai, he will be the first one to be clipped downwards. But he still have a little bit of HP to work with, I hope. And with that, very little weaponry on some of the hands out here, and still back, trying to get themselves ready for any sort of invasion coming in from multiple angles here. But what can House of Blood do at this moment?
Oh, we've actually got a drop here onto Condemn, and he is alone. Are they going to be able to grab him back up there? They're getting some shots in. Condemn looks like he's going to be the first player to be eliminated from the match. Now it's going to be a 3 versus 4 scenario, and Burst the Sky might just regret their decision because they've lost Shin and they've also lost Loyal. It's all up to Bio, but he's all alone, and they haven't been able to get any drops on the side of House of Blood, so Burst the Sky might just be bursted out of this series.
There's still a little bit of hope left. Beck is going for a little bit of revival. And now they do get one member down on foot. And oh, with the push! What a flag coming in! Another one! My goodness! Now down towards Shin, but he will still be halted right here. What an ace coming in from the side of House of Blood. It's payback time, baby.
And we got some more payback as we see 2 more squads going in for another engagement. Show you taking critical amounts of damage. But is there anything that they could really do here positioning-wise? You have to say it is a pretty good advantage for the opposition squad. As Shoyu does finally get shot down. Arpis also exposed, tries to get some shots, but also will go down. They will be able to get 1 kill in the process, but I think Geekhead might just be eliminated right off the bat.
My goodness. The South Asia side of the squads, both Pakistan as well as India, they're stashing kills after kills, and this is their ace, and they just shut down Malaysia. TG, they were looking absolutely lethal in that one.
That's going to hurt Geek Fam as well, because they were going to be, I believe, the second team to be eliminated. Did they get any kills? I think they got 1 kill before the team got knocked down. It's going to be very painful for them on the leaderboard, because of course you need points for every single round. So far, from what we have seen, successful teams have been consistent. Now, this is going to be one hell of a bloodbath if this does end up being a 3-way fight, because it's V Gaming. We have our EXP Esports, and we know how bloodthirsty EXP could be, but it looks like we might be looking at a truce. Although, oh no, Knights. Oh, this might just be it for Tong.
Oh, they're taking out the bat as well. I think this is going to be at least the shotguns itself. And Knights will be falling out on 10th place. Not a good start for them, but EVTH, they're going against EVOS ID, and this is quite a long-range terrain for them to just play things up, but...
Look at the backside. There's actually heavy running over the high ground. We're not quite sure if they're going to jump into that as of yet, so we'll take a look at them a little bit later as V Gaming finally are going to run into EXP Esports. Now, is this going to be a mistake for V Gaming? Because we know for a fact EXP, they love to fight.
Oh, yes, they do. Oh, what a pick coming in from the side. Pungat, the man that you mentioned, is on the limelight, and he's going in for the kill secure. And this time around, it's redemption for the side of EXP.
Are you kidding me? 2 of the top 3 teams from our last round have already been eliminated. Geek Fam are gone, and now the Booyah squad from our first match is also eliminated.
I'm just really hyped up right now because EXP, 2 games in a row. So last match, finished off 7 kills in the back. This time, 8 kills, and none of their members even faltered. And they are showing Titans can fall, and they are just here to make their mark. Wow, this team.
The last remaining team that top 3'd in our last series is King of Gamers. Now, so far, I don't believe we have seen any action from them as of yet. So we'll have to keep an eye on King of Gamers to see if they do decide to continue on with this consistent streak of trying to place very high for placements. But they have to be realistic. King of Gamers, they also can get kills if they really want to. EVT is actually running right into Heavy. And it looks like we're actually going to look at 2v2v2v2. We'll have to see who actually comes out of this successfully because Rambo gets knocked out on the other side of the field. They haven't got the res off as of yet. It's just going to be one of EVT Pace fighting at Heavy on the left side. But can they get it? It's a constant shoot around these blue walls. Heavy, they've lost 2. They're actually looking to try and finish them off. And EV Thailand, they have been eliminated, and looks like Heavy, they will come out with 3 members.
They bit too much more than they could chew right there. Like the last sort of fights that we saw in Bermuda, it was quite the similar sort of style that they crashed out as well. And I felt that they were really not in a really good position to fight as well. Like Heavy was in that sort of area. They caught that, okay, they're kind of right out in the open, but that 2-2 split that just came right in. Really didn't work out, especially they were just dropping out of vehicles. There's a couple of split seconds out there.
Hold your hats. Hold your hats.
Evo's ID. They're coming right in. Oh boy, what's going to happen right now?
Man, this is the hill of death. There's a lot of bloodbath on this.
Too much casualty for my liking, but hey, it's great for all the viewers out there really enjoying the show. And man, this is looking extremely dicey. Look at RQ Hades as well, just waiting by there. And they are strictly opportunistic, and they haven't really revealed themselves, and that itself would be something that teams would not be suspecting at all. But Heavy, they're happy enough with that 3 kills that they garnered.
Yeah, I think it's better to kind of be safe rather than be sorry here, right? So Heavy just kind of making the right play. They want to try and preserve their team as they go later and later into this late game. ROQ Hades, unfortunately, I think they were hoping for that skirmish to happen over that hill because, of course, they could have come in and vultured and potentially snapped themselves up some free, easy kills because of course, after a team fight, you don't really expect to be vultured, and you might be weakened in the process as well. You could be in the middle of a med pack, and then suddenly, headshot, you're dead.
Yeah, and speaking of headshots here, you can see that RQ Hades is definitely looking for one. Legolov has already got a kill count on his side, and he's one of the veteran players out there since the early seasons of Free Fire. We've already been seeing his name popping up in the international stages itself, and now a little bit of the danger zone on top of the side of RQ. They won't be looking to move anywhere at all, but Evos, another fellow Indonesian side, really looking to pick things off here, and they definitely understand that usually in this sort of compounds right here, there should be some lurkers going to be hiding behind the walls, and there we go. Already having a whole lot of all these missiles dropping on the ground. But Legolov, he's taking precautions as well. So, as for Pac-Man, putting himself on risk, but yeah, Brasilia's going to be absolutely cleared out. Hey, it seems like Mr. Wagner's going to be joining us for a slight moment on the roof too.
Oh, I think he's playing in every game of Free Fire. Let's be realistic here. Alright, so we're still going to keep an eye on Heavy and RRQ. Now, of course, if anyone did see that top-down view that we saw just a moment ago, King of Gamers is in the vicinity. They are sitting on a hill nearby. So if there is a little bloodshed happening on the ground, King of Gamers, they are going to be aware of what's going to be happening and who's going to be where. Once they have some blood, they're actually going to be using a vehicle to potentially scout out a new area where they can hopefully just sort of park themselves as they wait for that new safe zone.
Yeah, no, it seems like they've already sprinted themselves in towards the next safe zone. But to say if it's safe, it's not exactly too much so. And once again, driving directly in towards a very dangerous spot. And with King of Gamers, they really do love to hold these sort of high vantage point once again. And
it's a very patient team. This is something that I think we've noticed this time and time again. King of Gamers, they don't show themselves unless they have to.
Yeah, I would certainly say that this has been working out for them for quite some time. And the star of the show for Bermuda, Osaka, might not be walking away with so many kills just about yet, but we'll soon to see. Yeah, eventually. Now, UAV zone on top of Brasilia, just going to be standing on top of RRQ Hades, but yeah, it's just a little bit of a 360 view. Yeah, spin it out. There, JLX. To the outside. Oh, for Kaido. Gotta take my words back. Hades, they just pummeled in all the bullets when necessary.
Yeah, it'd be pretty interesting to know who actually spotted who out first. Was it House of Blood to actually shoot first, or was it potentially RRQ? We didn't quite get that information, so we're not quite sure who's on who, but this might be a very interesting engagement because, of course, EXP might be running into King of Gamers. I don't believe... they do know. They do know that they're there, and they managed to get a shot onto a key player for King of Gamers, onto Osaka.
Yeah, and lucky enough, he will be able to still get some healing being done eventually. And yep, back to 200 HP. So he's just going to be leveraging on this heal side. But he only barely gets a little bit of glimpse over towards the members of EXP. And mind you that 8 kills already in the bag for the side of EXP. These two Thai teams never seem to be getting too much of a rest, and a whole lot of all these packages are dropping in towards the corners for RRQ as they're looking to restock themselves. But Hogotaha, he want to see whether or not could they actually get a drop on towards the side of RRQ at the very least. And they want a piece of the pie of whatever sort of loot that's left available. And lining it up.
He didn't get it. He didn't shoot. Patient. Very patient. Looking at some of the players on House of Blood, you can see why they're actually not looking to move forward. They don't have too many glue walls to work with, so it seems that for now they want to preserve it as that the safe zone just gets smaller and smaller. We know how big of a factor glue walls are because we saw in that last map on Bermuda, especially during those final couple of safe zones, if you don't have a stash of glue walls, you're not going to have that safety to fall back to, where you need cover from the side. You need, in particular, for your backside, right? You don't want to get backstabbed. Countless times we have seen players just get knocked out because they had no one to check behind them.
And with that, finally we get that opening shot. Connor actually landed a killing blow around towards the side of House of Blood. So that long sort of range of shots have been working out for the likes of RQ, and now with the danger zone on top of the side of TG as well as Heavy right around towards the top side of the hill, how are they supposed to play this out safely?
This is going to be a really tough one. It's all going to be up to those glue walls and, of course, using the trees as cover. Looks like for now, Heavy going to see if they can try and get a couple knockdowns. So far, nothing. Looks like Golden's going to be... Now he's hiding behind his glue wall. He had to deploy one. House of Blood. One player actually gets knocked down. It's going to be Gunshot, and he gets eliminated.
Oh boy, and this is just spelling more bad news ahead. They were a little bit greedy to be able to get themselves in towards the middle zone out there as they were walking right out in the open against KOG, against RQ Hades, and you see RQ already stashed up their third kill in the form of side of House of Blood early on off camera as well. So Heavy, they're just waiting for the right moment here to strike the likes of the side of TG right down below, and Kim Chan is ready for that push, and a couple of balls already been put up. Oh boy, we're about to see a massive eruption.
Oh god, I actually managed to get a drop onto Tamka, but it looks like, unfortunately, TG then actually down to Golden. Panda's the last remaining player on the side of Heavy, and he's actually just hiding behind this tree. He's got no glue wall. He's got no safe way to advance.
I'm not too sure how he's going to be getting out of that one. Mr. Rofar joins in from the back, though. This is going to be extremely crucial for the side of Evos to be able to clean up shop. as these are quite a staggering number of kills if they could just secure some aces right here. But TG already bailing from the scene. They will have to survive by hook or by crook. And Mr. 05, he really got himself some really great grounds for them to just hold on to for the moment. And in fact, they're not really too far from the center as well, so easily they could just finish the job, get themselves in towards a better position, and now it's going to be the call for the next zone to come right by eventually. But
I want to see where that new zone is going to be, because of course, if you are in that new zone, it's going to be such an important key for that team to go into the late game, because it's a huge advantage. You're already in a great position going into that late game. Oh my.
What a range coming in from the side of RQ, and now KO Gamers trading it right back. It's going to be members falling like flies. RQ! They are depleted. Now it's only down to Pac-Man, but you know what happens to Pac-Man. They might just be eaten by the ghosts of King of Gamers.
After Blood? Are they bum rushing King of Gamers? After Blood? Hello?
Okay. And it gets a little bit hectic right across the corner, and House of Blood trying to actually find a way in. Blue wall almost being depleted right out there, but Hogo Hawk will still be taken out there, but still a really good placement for them as well. 4th place finish will be giving them quite a staggering amount of points, but the first side of Evo's ID right down below as well as EXP now in towards the top fights here. This is going to be extremely exciting. Most of them having most of the numbers up. Osaka already being knocked out as well. They got to expand a couple of walls to be able to save him, but bullets are coming in from the side of EXP as well.
Yeah, it looks like EXP, their positioning is crisp as well. They are spread out, so there's no potential of 3 players being taken out simultaneously. Oh, I think we've got a drop here onto Abu. King of Gamers, they are stuck together because, of course, remember this hill, you've got almost no cover to work with. It's all going to be up to those glue walls that you have saved up until this point. But so far, EXP are looking extremely good, but EVO's going to make their way up the hill. There's no way or shape ready to really engage. Oh, King of Gamers. Oh, they've dropped the blood through. It's all just going to be JXL. Oh, King of Gamers. They have been eliminated. And now it's going to be EVO versus EXP. Who's going to go down?
Wow.
It's a game of glue walls. Where's the cover?
And out of a sudden, in the flash of an eye, this will be it. EVO will be able to secure that Booyah by the very end. And even though they do have just 4 members remaining, out of a sudden, they bossed it. I don't know, like, we gotta see that again in the highlights because that happened way too quick.